So the episode is finally upon us, and that is She-Hulk episode 8, which has Daredevil. And this video really isn't going to be a She-Hulk review, but more that I love this episode. That's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Daredevil in the MCU. And oh my god, we knew this was happening. It took us a long time. In fact, there were some people who were just waiting until Daredevil showed up, and that was the only point of them watching the show, which I don't really care. Because I love Matt Murdock. I love Charlie Cox. To me, is the perfect portrayal of Matt Murdock, at least live action. Now, to be fair, his only comparison is Ben Affleck's version, which Ben Affleck's an amazing Batman. He's still my favorite Batman. But as Daredevil, he was a bit iffy. I mean, I wouldn't say it was horrible, but regardless, this episode wasn't just great because of Daredevil. But I want to talk more about how excited I am for Daredevil in the MCU. I like how it feels unique and different from the Netflix version, but it still feels a lot like the Netflix version. Like it's this weird mixture. It's kind of like Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. They're two different Jokers, but they're very great at what they do. Now, to be fair, that's a different comparison because those are two different actors in two different universes. Now, from what it sounds like, again, I'm not a scooper. I don't have any confirmation. I'm not your bullshit Sil and Mikey scoopers. I just tell you my opinion, and that's it. My opinion is I don't think they're going with Netflix. They are going to bring back, of course, we know Vincent D'Onofrio is going to be Wilson Fisk in the MCU. Charlie Cox, of course, in the MCU. It sounds like Punisher, John Bertho, I believe. Yeah, that's his name. John Bertho, it seems like he's coming back. I don't know. But it seems like they're going back with a lot of the actors, except just changing it up. Like, kind of like in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, where there's like 4 different Doctor Stranges, but they all look the same. Well, they have different hairstyles, but no, let me just say, first of all, I love the acrobatics. You could see he was far more agile. Now, I would show you footage, but of course, I cannot do that. Of course, I would get in a lot of trouble if I did that, but he was very agile. He was very acrobatic. He went toe-to-toe with She-Hulk. Now, to be fair, they didn't really have a fight. It was more just Daredevil dodging her attacks, but I did like that. His suit looks pretty cool. I doubt this is going to be the main suit because Marvel usually will go with traditional colors when it comes to the costumes. And Marvel likes to use different costumes every once in a while. And you know what? I feel like this is a cool way to just have this one-off suit, and then we move on with the classic red suit. I also like that Matt Murdock calls himself Daredevil. And I saw some people saying, now the good thing is most people seem to be happy about this. Most people seem to enjoy this what they ended up doing in the show. But there were some people saying, oh, well, he's cracking jokes and this and this and that. Well, these are the same people that complain about comic book accuracy. Now, if you read a comic, Daredevil cracks jokes. Now, he's not like a Spider-Man. He doesn't crack jokes every 5 seconds, but he does crack jokes. And to him, it's not like She-Hulk was all that big of a threat. He just said, yeah, I've never had my ass whooped. And not only that, but he knows very well She-Hulk is not evil. But I did really like this episode. The fight in the hallway when you saw the dark blue light. Now, it's nowhere near as good as the Netflix fights, but it was a pretty cool fight. I wish we had gone it longer, but She-Hulk had to come barging in because we had to remember this was a show. Or her show, maybe. But overall, I'm excited for Daredevil Born Again. If this is what they can give us within a couple seconds, I love it. Now, the only scene I probably will say that I didn't like was when Daredevil did the Walk of Shame, because Daredevil, of course, had sex with She-Hulk. That was actually pretty funny. I like that. That just shows you that Matt was a freak, Matt. I actually like that Matt beat Jennifer in a court case. I love that. I feel like this show should be more of that. Jen protecting superheroes like Leapfrog, which I didn't really like Leapfrog as much as I thought. I thought this was going to be like Polka Dot Man, where I loved Polka Dot Man, just the concept of Polka Dot Man. How absurd it is. And then when it got put into the movie, I loved him even more. And he ended up becoming one of my favorite DC characters of all time. Like, I'm talking DC in general. Like, he's up there with Batman, Superman to me now. But I thought that's what was going to happen with Leapfrog. His absurdity was going to kind of make me love the character, but not really. I just felt like he was underused. I did like his lines, ribbit, and I don't know what else he said, but no, overall, I enjoyed this episode, and it does excite me far more for Daredevil Born Again. I hope we get a lot of this cool action. I hope we get this Daredevil, and I mean, this is to me a good outing. I mean, of course, in No Way Home, we hardly got to see him. It was more just Matt Murdock being his casual lawyer self. But that is cool. Once we get to Daredevil Born Again, we can say this Daredevil has been the lawyer of Spider-Man and had sex with She-Hulk. So, I mean, that's a pretty fun. I mean, if you want to connect the universe, then I guess that's cool. I mean, I guess have Punisher in, I don't know, the next Ant-Man movie, whatever. I'm just kidding. But no, overall, I did like this episode. Now, again, you guys know my opinion on She-Hulk. The first 3 episodes were very weak, but after that, I started enjoying the episodes. I started having a bit of fun. I still don't think they're as hilarious. Like, I genuinely thought I was going to laugh out loud at this show. There still has yet to be a laugh out loud moment. I mean, I guess some of the Matt Murdock stuff did make me laugh, but overall, I think the show is it's not in the top half of the MCU Disney Plus series, which is not a very good list as of now. I did love WandaVision. I did love Ms. Marvel. I really liked Loki. But besides that, there isn't much to the Disney Plus shows. I thought Moon Knight was a disappointment. But no, I thought She-Hulk was decent. Now, I am excited for the final episode. But what's up with Marvel and Kevin Feige having this fetish of revealing the villains in the second to final episode and then just overcrowding the entire final episode? Like, you know, what's up with them? Like, what? Like, why do we always have to go back to doing this? Like, come on, man. But no, overall, I did like this episode. I really loved seeing Matt Murdock back. Of course, Charlie Cox is great. I think they did really well with this version of the character. It seems to be a lot like the Netflix version, but with a little bit of charm. Well, Daredevil always had charm, but I did love this. I completely 1000% really enjoyed what they did here. And yeah, that's going to be it for today's review. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. I shall see y'all next time.